Hi, I'm Sandra at artypapercrafters.com. I'm pleased to be sharing my tutorial with you today where we're making this cute little gift box called Tasty Trucks. And the reason it's called Tasty Trucks is that this is a free celebration stamp set which I have shown before on an easy treat box bottle holder. And there's already a video in YouTube should you wish to go and see that as well. But today we're making this little gift box, which I had a demo said she really liked my treat box bottle holder and she couldn't wait to see what I came up with next. So my next is this little gift box, and I'm going to show you how I got the little truck to face in two directions, because obviously you can only stamp this one way. On the block it will just stamp facing that way, so I have had to work out how I can get it to face that way as well, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. So let's crack on with that. So I'm going to start with one of these little clear tiny treat boxes. You get 16 in the pack, and I really like these. I think they're fab for treats. And when you get it, you'll see that you've got this funny look on here, and that is to protect the acetate from being scratched. And what you do is you just lift that off, pull that back and get rid of that, and then you make up your little box, and it's made up extremely easily. And you just bend your little score lines down, and for the bottom of the box you fold these little tiny side ones in first, like that, and then you tuck that one with the little tabs in next, like that, and then this flap here with that little piece there tucks in there, and that is the bottom of your box made. And then our little side flaps, we press those in too, and just make up the box like you would any handmade box really, and that's your box made. Now to hide up to try and make it look like a truck, I have used the same colour card as the colour that I coloured my little truck in using Tempting Turquoise, and I used one of the Stampin' Right markers to do all of my colouring, and I wanted to match this box, so I've used Tempting Turquoise cardstock. Today I'm going to use real red cardstock, and I've got a sheet here, and this sheet measures just under 8 inches and just under 2 inches, and we are going to just do a few little score lines. So let me get my scoring board. Very, very simple, not a lot of scoring on this at all. So what you need to do, and actually I've got my wrong scoring board, I need my other one. Organisation would be good, Sandra. So this is my cutting and scoring board from Stampin' Up, a brilliant tool. And what we're going to do, on here you've got, let me show you, on here you've got your centimetres and you've got your inches, and you've got your centimetres underneath as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to score it just under the 2 inches, just under the 4 inches, and just under the 6 inches. So let's do that. So just under 2 inches, just under 4, and just under 6. Now the reason for doing that is that these boxes measure 2 by 2 by 2 inches, and if you try to fit a 2-inch piece in here, it's too tight, it doesn't work. But just under 2 inches and just under 8 inches means that it wraps all the way around the box, and then you can't see what my meaning. You can't see inside the box, so it makes it look like a truck. By the way, I haven't showed you what I've got in here. I've got some little children's chocolate buttons. You could put any chocolates in here, treats, anything you like really. And then using my 1/2 inch punch, you can see that you've got like a little notched piece here. So you need to do that on one of these. So let's fold and burnish our score lines very quickly here. And so that will wrap around like that. So this is the piece that you need to cut your little notch out of. And you don't need to go down very far. Just cut a little notch out like that. And what have I done with the box? Here it is. So that, as you see, will then fit in there perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. Like that. Right, so now we're going to do our little truck. I've already prepped the first truck, so let me show you that. Block. So you prep your tasty truck on your block when it behaves itself. And this is a photopolymer stamp set, so to stamp you will need one of these cushion mats, which Stampin upsell. Perfect. And I have used the basic black archival ink to stamp this. So a piece of totally unorganised this morning. What's wrong with me? So what you'll need to do is you stamp one of these onto cardstock like this. Stamp one onto cardstock like that, which in this case is Whisper White, like that, and that stamps out a perfect little truck. And then, let me get my mat open to clean off. And then, as you can see, I have already stamped on some vellum my truck. So that is what you have to do again. Then you stamp your truck onto vellum, like that. Like that. And then you will have to let that dry, because can you see that that is quite damp at the moment? Because it's on vellum, it will take a bit longer to dry. So I've cut that off just to show you, because I've had to stamp my truck beforehand so that it'd be dry. So that's what you do there, and you leave that to dry. In the meantime, you colour in the one that you stamped on Whisper White. I've coloured mine in with my Stampin' Right markers. I am very, very fortunate that my husband brought me a box of these for Christmas, so I've got most of those colours in there, and so I'm a very lucky girl. And I've coloured mine in today using the Real Red and what's that yellow called? Let me see. I can't remember. Anyway, I'll put it on my blog. It's a yellow colour. So saffron, she's remembered. So saffron. So I've done that today. And that's dry, and my vellum is dry. So now what you need to do, you've stamped it that side. So then what you do is you turn it over to the opposite side and you put it onto a piece of Whisper White card. So you can see where I'm going with this now, can't you? And then we are going to stick it with some glue dots. Now I think that I used wet glue to stick it on before, but today I'm using glue dots because the wet glue will need time to dry, and we haven't got all day, have we? So how many glue dots have I got on there? 4. So I'm just going to put one on the front there. And if you put them where you've done your colouring, you're not going to see them. Right, so position that onto there and press down. So what I did here was, let me show you. I got my black Stampin' Right marker. Let me show you that. I got my black Stampin' Right marker, and I very carefully drew round the outside of the truck to get that image on the opposite side. So you've stamped it that side, you've stuck it down, and now you can see that you've got an image facing in both directions. So now what we're going to do is, because I've coloured that in already, we don't need to colour it in anymore, but we are going to add some details. So what have I done with my stamp set? And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to put some little ice cream in. So that's a little ice cream on there, and I'm going to pop that on my block, and we are going to colour that in using crumb cake. A bit of crumb cake ink. And our little ice creams are going in our van. Like that. And then we're going to put a little sentiment on there. So on this side I've put a little wish that's fun to make. So on the opposite side I am going to put you're the sweetest. So we'll prep that onto the block. And I don't know if you can see those little ice cream cones. I think I probably should have done them in a slightly darker ink. Probably soft suede. So I'll get that out and put the crumb cake away. So we're going to do our sentiment now in soft suede ink. And I hope I don't get my head in the way. I'm going to try and put here, you're the sweetest. So I don't think you can see, can you, what I'm doing? So let's hope that that fits in that little slot, and it does. You're the sweetest. So now that's our little truck finished that faces the opposite way. But now I'm going to use that soft suede, and I'm going to get another little image. And what can I use this time? Let's have the little hot dog. Some little hot dogs. That'll do. So we're going to put some little hot dogs inside our van. So that's cute. Right, let's get these ink out of the way before I stick my fingers in it, because I am. Right, so that's that. Now we need to cut out our other little truck. So a little bit of fussy cutting here, but who doesn't like a bit of fussy cutting? It doesn't take too long to do a bit of fussy cutting, and it makes a cute little truck. And these would be perfect for children's parties. They'll love them, filled with sweeties. And of course you can just reuse the little boxes again and again because they're made of acetate. So that's our little truck cut out. So now we've got one facing one way, one the other, and I'm very unhappy about my ice cream cones not being very dark, so I am now going to hope and pray that I can get them over. Let's have a look. I'm going to do this off camera because I need to get my head over the image. That's better. You can see them now. Better. There we are. So that's my little ice cream cones, and we're good to go. Right. So now all we need to do is stick them on our box. And again, what have I done with my glue dots? Here they are. So let's stick these on, finding out where the top of the box is. That's the top of the box. So one face is one way, one the other. So getting your glue dots. I mean, you could stick these on with dimensionals if you wanted, or even wet glue would stick, but we haven't got time to wait for this to dry. So that fits on there, like that. Glue dots on here. One in the middle. Position that on there. And I think you'll agree that they're really rather cute and absolutely perfect for children's parties. So that's my tutorial for today. So if you need any details, you can click on the little down arrow description bar if you're watching this in YouTube. And if you click on the project details or on my online shop, that will take you over to artypapercrafters.com, where you will find lots of more ideas and inspiration there, because I do cards as well. So if you pop over there and subscribe to my website, you will have all my cards and any other things that I make pop into your inbox to inspire your creativity. So that's all for me today. So bye for now, and I'll be back in a couple of days. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye.